We are live. All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another live stream. Let me know if you can hear me, see me, feel me. Happy Monday if you are watching this live with me or if you're watching it on a Monday. And happy whatever day it is, whenever it is that you're watching it. Okay. I just want to pull up over here. Okay, so let us talk about this topic why proving yourself to a man is self sabotage and not self love, the opposite of self love. Okay, I want you guys up here. So, as you come in, just let me know where you are watching from. If you are watching the replay, just put it down in the comments so that I can see where you guys are at. Are you here in South Africa with me? Are you in Joburg? Or, where is you at? Okay. All right, let's get into it. So, proving yourself to a man, what do I mean by this? Now, ladies, please always keep in mind that my content is created for dating, okay? There is a lot of what I say that will apply to relationships as well, but we are primarily about the dating stage. And quite frankly, there are just some things that you should not be doing in the dating stage at all. Okay. These are things that maybe at a later stage you can get into as you start getting into a deeper level of commitment or a deeper relationship. But if you are just purely dating, you have no business. You have no business doing these things that we're going to be discussing today, okay? So I'm not necessarily going to give you concrete examples because I feel like I want you to get the crux of what I'm saying. So I may give you specific examples, but it doesn't mean that that's where the self sabotage ends, okay? Look beyond the examples, look at the motives behind it, look at what you are doing. A lot of ladies will often kind of use my advice or literally me as a crutch for, okay, so he said this, what do I say now? Okay, so he did this, what do I do now? That's not authentic, that is not the point. And you want to get to a place where you're able to make decisions on your own and you're able to decipher or discern which decisions are best for you. Okay, because what works for me may not work for you. What I desire may not be what you desire. And what I desire today is not what I desired 4 years ago. You know what I mean? I'm evolving myself. If you ask me today what my goal and my desire is, and then you ask me again next year, it may not be the same, you know? So just keep that in mind and learn to think for yourself. I want to empower you to think for yourself so that you're not every moment thinking, okay, what should I do? You know, you need to get tapped into a certain version of yourself so that you're not consulting someone else for what you need to do next. You're in tune, you're in touch. Okay. Just let me know if this makes sense, if this resonates with you. Okay. So, the biggest way that women are choosing to prove themselves to a man, the biggest way is through self neglect. So this is a very sneaky one because it's called compromise, and in the healthy way, it would be. But when it's very early days and it's not a two-way street, it is not compromise, it is self neglect or self abandonment. Now, this is going to require you to do a lot of work inside of you internally because self abandonment comes usually from childhood wounds of feeling abandoned, of feeling neglected, and um, it gets deep and it gets complex. I'm not a therapist, I'm not licensed to help with that. So, my biggest advice is if you find yourself having certain patterns of self abandonment, then you need to get to the root of it, okay? And don't ever feel like there's something wrong with you. We all have layers and layers and layers of inner work that we need to do to balance out what may or may not have happened in our formative years, what may or may not have happened in our adult years, okay? So don't look at yourself like there's something wrong with me when you feel certain emotions or when you have certain behaviors. Just make a promise to yourself to get to the bottom of it and heal whatever needs to be healed so that you can move from a healthier place going forward. Okay. So you don't have to judge yourself for this. But what does self neglect look like? What does self abandonment look like? It looks like you saying yes to everything and everyone else except your deepest desires, your deepest needs, and even your deepest values. Okay. The moment you say yes to everyone and that means no to you, that is self neglect. So, for example, you've planned to spend the next couple of weekends at home, really just doing some of your inner work or really working on your level up aesthetic or, whatever. And then a friend, a date, you know, a colleague, whoever, calls you and invites you or persuades you to go out and do A, B, and C with them, which is basically in direct contradiction with what you had planned for yourself. Okay. And if you are one of those people that instinctively says yes because you don't want to let this person down, then congratulations, you have just neglected yourself. Now, does this mean that, you can never, um, change your mind? No. But is it coming from outside or is it coming from inside? Okay. So a guy that you don't know inviting you on a date 2 hours from the time that he calls you, and you already had plans to be at home doing your vision boards with your glass of wine, and now he's called you and you don't even think twice. You ditch your idea and you are, okay, okay, what time are you going to pick me up? Okay. If it didn't come from a place of, okay, wait, let me think about it. Um, it's kind of last minute. Let me just think about it. And then you decide what you really want to do between the two. And then if you choose to go out for dinner because you really want to go out for dinner, great. Okay. But what a lot of ladies tend to do is, oh my gosh, if I don't take this offer, I will not get a promotion. another offer, whether it's from this person or just in general. And so they will jump at the first opportunity that is being offered to them. That is self neglect, that is self abandonment, and that comes from, you know, what it's some sort of history. There's a history over there. Okay. And if you are doing this in dating phase, in the dating stage where, you know, arguably you have the most power as a woman, then by the time you get into a relationship, babe, you don't stand a chance. You really don't. Because you have already by then trained this man that whatever it is that he wants, he gets. Okay. So really get in touch with what your values are, what your desires are, what your needs are at any given moment, because we evolve, we change. Get in touch with your own deepest desires and make your decisions from there. Okay. It has to come from a place where I feel good enough to turn down something that is not necessarily adding value to me. Okay. I feel good enough to decide what is valuable. I feel good enough to me and my needs first. Okay. Doesn't mean you have to hurt anyone. But when you're coming from that place, even if you say yes, even if you say no is irrelevant, your intention is the point. The point is the intention is to enjoy yourself. Okay. Other people, men specifically, can pick up on this. And, it may not seem like a big thing, but what kind of person are you calling in when you self abandon? You're calling in somebody who is going to mirror back to you what you're doing to yourself. That's what he's seeing from his side. Oh, okay, she's willing to just drop her own plans and her own needs, at the drop of a hat. She's willing to put my needs above hers, even though I haven't proven myself to her. Okay, I'll put my needs above hers. She's already put my needs above hers. Clearly, that's how she rolls. Okay, cool. And that is the type of man that is probably going to take advantage of you. And then down the line, you're going to wonder why. Well, it's because you set that you set that pattern by self-abandoning, by self-neglecting, by saying yes to him and saying no to yourself without even thinking about it. Okay. Let me know if this makes sense, ladies. I know it can be very subjective. So if you resonate with this, if this is relatable to you, just let me know down in the comments below. Okay. So, number two, the reason why proving yourself to a man is self sabotage, reason number two is that it undermines your feminine receptivity and it undermines your feminine intuition. Sorry, I just have my notes over here. So if you see me looking over here, I don't want to just ramble on and on, okay? So, what do I mean by when you're proving yourself to a man, number one, you're putting him on a pedestal. Okay. If this is your partner, your man, I wouldn't necessarily say put him on a pedestal, but it's a very different tone than somebody you're dating. Okay. You can definitely honor and you should definitely honor and respect your man. You you don't you're not necessarily trying to prove yourself to him. But if this is somebody that you are dating like from scratch, no, There's certain privileges that you cannot give to that person because it undermines your place. When you are dating as a feminine woman, you have to understand that if there's a food chain, you are highest in the food chain. Men love feminine women. Feminine women give men life. We don't have to do anything. Just by them seeing us, it breathes life into their body, into their soul, into their life. Okay. So this doesn't make you better than a man, but you have to understand the value. When they say, what do you bring to the table? That's what you bring to the table. If you need to even have that dusty conversation, that's how you have it. So when you don't understand your place in the food chain, you undermine yourself and then you try and you prove yourself to him. Do you know that by the time a man approaches you, by the time a man approaches you to get your number, to get to know you, to take you out, by the time he approaches you, he is already convinced and he knows it's his turn to convince you. It's his time to prove himself to you. And then what do you turn around and do? You turn around and try and prove yourself to him. Think about it. Think about it this way. Imagine an athlete. Okay, let's just think of an athlete. Imagine Usain Bolt. He still runs, right? Well, even if he doesn't anymore, he did once. Imagine Usain Bolt training for years and years and years and years and years and years. And then finally making it to the Olympics like he's qualified, like he's there. And he can see that big shiny trophy or that shiny medal. He's been envisioning it, he's been dreaming about it, he's been training for it, he's put blood, sweat, and tears into this medal. Now he's finally in the same room as this medal. And when it's time for the race to start so that he can earn his place as number one and earn this medal that he's worked so hard to even just qualify to be in the same room as it, okay? Imagine as the race is about to start, he's in his zone, he's in his conditioning, the medal gets up, tries to run beside him to prove itself to him. That's what you look like as a woman trying to prove yourself to a man. You look like the prize, the medal, the trophy, trying to run on a track. It's strange, bizarre, it's weird. Don't do it. You're undermining your value. By the time Usain sees that trophy or that medal, whatever, he has already spent years committing to this moment. Do you understand? That the trophy he has already done the work. It exists. It's shiny. It's beautiful. It's a symbol. That's it. And he wants to compete for it. You are the trophy. Men want to compete for you. They've been training since forever and a day to impress you, to show off, to be able to boast to other men, look what I can do. Okay, that's the game. That's just how it is. And I know a lot of women are like, oh, but I'm a person, I'm not a trophy. Okay, but when you want special treatment and princess treatment and pretty privilege, you can come back to this video because this is how you get it, by understanding. You see, you can have all the makeup, you can have all whatever, but if you're going to get on the racetrack and try and prove yourself to this man, try and prove how loyal you are, try and prove, oh, I'm not a party girl, try and prove, oh, there's no one talking to me, I'm not talking to anyone. You trying to run on that track to earn him while he's getting ready to on your marks. What are you doing? What are you doing? You see how silly you look? And what happens is you also have your feminine intuition, right? So when you're dating, and I encourage women to get on dates, meet men, interact with men. Don't commit, date. Because you need to develop your feminine intuition. And your feminine intuition needs to get to a point where you don't even need reason and logic and explanation and um, closure. Once your intuition tells you something, that's it. And what women do when they're busy trying to prove themselves is their intuition is talking. She doesn't stop, but they switch it off because they are so busy what? Trying to prove themselves. They're not even vetting this man, which is what you actually should be doing. And self-love is you vetting a man before you commit to him. Is you saying, hold up, papers, please. Can I see some supporting documentation for what you claim you're here about? The business that you claim you're here about? I'm going to need to see some supporting documents. I'm going to need to see some supporting action, something. That's self love because now he knows he needs to qualify for you. You're not about to just hand yourself over. And the reason why proving yourself to a man is self sabotage is because you will resent him. You will resent him. You will resent him because the only man that's going to stick around while you self sabotage without trying to heal is a man that's there to take advantage of you, is a man that's there to use you. He's hoping that you jump through hoops because then it saves him all the trouble, all the drama. And you will pick up on it. Your intuition will tell you, you will ignore it. You'll keep on going until you cannot deny it anymore. Then you will resent him and, scream and yell and shout that you've invested years, energy, money, whatever into this relationship. It's not going anywhere. Everything he promised you, you're not getting it because you were too busy proving yourself. You didn't bother to check his backup receipts. His receipts now come up as 00 years later after you've proven yourself. Your receipts are 100. His are on 0. And not only will you resent him, you are probably going to keep repeating the cycle because you will never see that it was you who self sabotaged. You will always have a story. Oh, men. Okay. You have to be able to take a level of responsibility, and you take that level of responsibility by saying, hold on, Sir, receipts. If you don't have receipts, you cannot proceed with me. That's the only way you get princess treatment. You don't give and then get it. You hold out, lean back, and if he wants you badly enough, he will give you those receipts, babe. But if he was just seeing where he could go for a quick drive through, he's not even gonna waste your time. Don't even stress about it. Okay. But if you're proving yourself to him, you're proving how honest you are, you're proving how loyal you are, you're proving that you're not here for his money, you're proving that you don't have other people, you're not talking to other people. You're proving yourself. When are you vetting him? Self love is vetting. Self love is saying, okay, if you want to meet me, you're not going to tell me an hour before the thing. You're going to plan a date with me and give me enough time to get ready. I'm not going to drop everything I'm doing just because you've invited me out for a date or for coffee or for drinks. That's self love. Self love is saying, hold on, let me think about it. I'm not sure. Without offering an explanation, that's it. Self love is saying, these are my values, these are my needs, these are my desires. Can you meet them? And if you can't, no problem. No problem. But I will not be dating you. That's self love. Self love is saying, I feel something is off, and I'm going to honor that before I honor this person in front of me that I do not know. Self love is, as a feminine woman, this man came to me. Okay, if you're approaching men, I can't help you, keep it moving. But if men are approaching you, they are already impressed. Like I said earlier, self love is saying, he is already impressed by me. I don't have to do cartwheels. Okay. Of course, there's a level of, um, you know, demeanor that you carry yourself with. And that's what I teach you. And that's what I teach in the Rich Romance course bundle that I have linked on this channel. Of course, there's a way that you carry yourself with class and grace. And, there's a way of being flirty and all of those kind of things. Sure, absolutely. But self love is saying, look, as much as I may give you an opportunity to come through and impress me, I'm not trying to impress you. I'll be open and receptive if I feel like you're in line with me. But if I feel like this is not in line with my desires, my values, and it's definitely not in line with what you claimed you were about, if my intuition tells me 1 plus 1 is giving me 5 right now, I'm going to have to take a step back. I'm going to have to honor that before I show up to whatever you got going on right now. That's self love. That's self respect. Self love is saying, I recognize that every time I ignore my intuition, every time I drop my own plans for someone else, every time I put someone else's desires and needs before mine, that I fall into a cycle of feeling used, undervalued, unloved, neglected, stupid. Okay, I recognize the cycle, and what I'm going to do the next time this comes up is I'm going to do my best to do the uncomfortable thing that might get me better results than what I'm getting right now. So instead of jumping to say yes, I'm going to say, let me think about it. And I'm going to be uncomfortable. But I'm going to embrace that uncomfortability because hopefully it won't land me back here because I hate it here. That's self love. That's saying, okay, I want better for myself, and I'm willing to do the hard thing to give myself a chance of getting better treatment. That's self love. Saying, I recognize this and I don't want to go down this road again. What can I do to shift it, to change the result? Because what happens is, for example, the easiest way to self neglect is you want a relationship. He's not ready for a relationship, but he's, kind of um, breadcrumbing you, so making you feel like it's in the distant horizon. It's there, the possibility is there, but not right now. You sticking around, hoping that being this good girl, being, oh, I'll massage him when he comes back from work. Oh, I'll cook for him. Oh, eventually, when he's healed from his toxic ex, he's going to see that I've been here all along. And then he has to reward me. That's what nice girls do. He doesn't have to, unless he signed a contract, sure, but he doesn't have to. Then you resent him because now you've done all of this stuff waiting for him. And when he finally meets his dream girl, he heals overnight, he's moved on, he's taken your healing energy with him, and you're resentful. Oh, men are users. Oh, men are this. Oh, men are that. No, babe. You self sabotaged yourself because you forgot you were a trophy and you tried to run on a racetrack. And that's not what you are built for if you are a feminine woman. If you're a masculine woman, do what works for you. But if you're a feminine woman, I'm going to assume that you know this doesn't work for you. Because I know it doesn't work for me. That's how I landed up over here. Okay. So, ladies, love yourself a little bit more, okay? And, whether you're healing after a breakup or, you're getting ready to start dating again, or you are dating and navigating the the field, wherever you are in the cycle of dating, you know, love yourself. Love yourself. Put that in the center. And it's not to be selfish or anything like that. It's just because if you don't love yourself, you bring on a whole host of problems and you put too much pressure on another human being to love you. How do you expect a man to love you when you cannot love you? You can't. You're being unrealistic and you're self sabotaging. You're setting yourself up for failure and you're setting him up for failure, and it's not fair. That a man's love is a bonus, a friend's love is a bonus, love from your family is a bonus because you have so much love for yourself inside of yourself. Okay, that is my wish for you. And that is the end of the video. If you do want to level up, please make sure you check out the Rich Romance course bundle. It is linked on this channel. I do have another course up called Natural Selection, the Game. But before you get into that course, ladies, please do book a coaching call with me because I would not want you to take that course if you have not leveled up. It will not serve you. Okay. You're a grown woman, you're going to do what you want to do, but that is my best advice. Get on a free coaching call, no obligation, 15 minutes online with me before you get into that course. It is live, so you can purchase it if you want, but I want you to be leveled up because if you try some of these techniques and you're not leveled up, girl, but make sure you check out the Rich Romance course bundle. It is still at 25% off for the rest of August. And I will catch you, beautiful ladies, in the next one. Bye.